So I just got off an hour-long phone call with Pops. He's my first mentor, Dr. Eugene Satterwhite. We were just cutting it up. He wrote a book called Good Grief for the Hurting Heart. And of course, I wrote The Little Autist That Did. And we're kind of partnering up together because we actually have a co-written book that we haven't published yet because one of us needs to get one of our books done and then we'll use the publisher and say, hey, look what we got. But it's called White on Black. So basically, White on Black details my experiences within the Black community from Chicago to Florida to Arizona, so on and so forth. And just the different things I've seen, like St. Louis, Missouri, and some of the food desert and the kindnesses. I kid you not, the Black community has saved my tail more than anybody else, any other community. Like, stuff, kindnesses I wouldn't expect that truly saved my tail. I'm still blown away at some of the kindnesses I've witnessed and experienced. And then I've got this man right here. He's the biggest teddy bear in the world. I kid you not. He's just such a teddy bear. And he's big and burly and he looks intimidating. But he's a teddy bear. He's kind. And we're just shooting it. He taught me how to study. And he taught me the precepts of being a man. Because like I said in another video, I didn't really have a dad. I had a father. He provided. There were times when he tried to be a dad, but he never taught me adult skills. That's what differentiates a dad, is a dad actually tries. He doesn't force himself. But, oh, that thing just fell out. So, anywho, I'm talking to my mentor, and I mean, he's been there since like my first Black girlfriend. No, second. So basically my third girlfriend, period. Because I mean, I've never dated less than SPF 50. And I mean, I'm chit-chatting with him, and it's just so nice. And he actually hit me up. In the last book, why did I turn here? I know I turned here for a reason. Oh, that's right. So in the last book, what ended up happening was I wrote the majority of it, since I am the white man talking about Black culture and all of that. He's the co-author. And he said I actually taught him something. Like, it's a weird thing to have mutual admiration with your mentor. Because he said I was brilliant. And he said I opened his mind to a few things that he'd never thought about before. And I'm just sitting here like, really? Like, it was nice to hear that. But it was so nice to talk to my past. Like, I love Pastor. He's definitely a spiritual dad. Definitely. But it was just a pleasant hour of driving. Like, it was cool. And then his wife, check this out. She's been a nurse, a medical professional for 40 years. She just retired. They're about to do that whole retirement vacation thing. Like, I'm so excited for him. Like, you have no idea. And we're going to finish that book, White on Black. We're going to get that published, co-author with my mentor. And I got my book, he's got his book. And we've got this like relationship thing going where if I find a literary agent or publisher first, then I'm bringing him with me. Because Good Grief for the Hurting Heart is necessary. He's gone through stuff that I'm not going to tell his story. But as colorful and unique as my story is, his is more colorful, more challenged. When it comes to being a man of God, he is the closest thing I have ever seen in my life and known. And most people have given up on God much, much earlier before him, given what I know of his life. He's my mentor. He's Pops. I miss Past. I need to go see him. I need to go to his church. I mean, I still share his sermons on Facebook whenever I see him. I love the man. I really do. Like, he's the one that said it first. Like, he'll just come up and I love you, son, right before, the call ends. And it's just like, man. And if he told me to run, I'd run. That man, I've known him for 20 years. 20 years I've known him. I miss Past. I really do. And it was good talking to him. We're catching up. He's going to be hitting up ABC News saying, hey, interview this guy. And we're going to be hitting it from a couple different angles, but man, this lack of coverage of autism, I was talking with him about that, and he's just like, really? Really? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm shocked too. Well, we've got to do something about that. I love him. I love Past. He is such an awesome, amazing dude. I love him. You will never hear me say a bad thing about him. Mostly because I can't. I've tried. Just to play with him, like to dink around with him, but I can't even joke with him because he's just that nice. He's like Grant Hume, okay? Grant Hume was my job creator for vocational rehabilitation, which didn't go anywhere. I created my own job, or got my own job. But Grant Hume is another dude that's just ridiculously nice. He's so nice that I halfway thought he might be a serial killer. Like, he was that nice. Only he didn't have a middle name, so I'm like, okay, I'm safe. Anywho, I'm gonna jump back on this freeway because I took one exit too soon because I was distracted talking. Like, that's the thing, when I'm driving, I'm perfect driving as far as my skill. Meaning, I'm not gonna get into an accident. I don't get into accidents. The only accidents I've ever had in my life were mechanical failure driven. And I mean, I'm gonna get my way home. You better believe that. Like, that's just the thing. I was one exit too early. Okay, fine. And I should have been going back that way. So, life. Anywho. Oh no, I'm going that way. Man, I'm dragging this on, but it was good talking to my pastor. It was good talking to Past. I like him. He's cool. Now I'm excited for him and Joy. Because they've, check this. You gotta listen. All right, so they've known each other since they were children. He's been preaching for 40 years. They've been married for 50. They've known each other since they were 6 or 7 years old. Who has that kind of story? That kind of love story? And they love each other. I mean, they're like best friends that, like, I love Pastor. I love his wife. Like, that's all I gotta say.